Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com. Here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, January 29th through Sunday, February 4th, 2018. For this week's weekly reading, we're going to be using the Power Angel Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue, and for your special message card, depending on your stone of choice, we'll be using the Archangel Oracle deck, also by Doreen Virtue. So this week's weekly reading also brings us into the next month of February, so please be sure to go onto my YouTube channel under Colleen Lemma and watch the monthly angel card reading for the month of February. That either should be already published or very shortly will be published, so you can see the overall view of the energy and what's going to be happening for the next month. We do have a powerful solar eclipse coming up in the middle of February, so you'll want to be sure to watch that monthly reading. So let's look at your stones of choice before we talk about the astrological and energetic energies for the week. The first stone of choice, and I chose all powerful stones because this week we have a full moon lunar eclipse and it's going to be so powerful and special. So all of these stones of choice are very powerful. This is a clear quartz crystal, and it's a record keeper crystal. And the reason that it's a record keeper crystal is on the edges here we have a lot of indentations on some of the facets here. And these different indentations are the records that are kept within the crystal. These are ancient informations from ancient cultures, and you know, it has a lot of wisdom and knowledge within the stones that we can focus upon or download. If we meditate with the stones that are the record keeper, we can download that information. But this beautiful clear quartz crystal is very energizing, so it's going to energize the next step on your path, and a powerful energizer at that. I mean, if you could just, I wish I could let everybody hold this because it's just so intense in a very positive and powerful way. And you can see how clear it is too. It's a very clear, you can see right through it, a clear crystal. So again, it illuminates your path. It's also good for scrying. You can see here there's a window here that one can look in and kind of see. If you're someone who's clairvoyant, you can see messages within the crystal itself as well. Now the second stone of choice is labradorite. Again, very powerful stone. The labradorite is a dark gray stone, as you see. Sometimes it's got blue and or green iridescent light that filters through it. And you can see when I kind of turn it around, I got a window next to me here. So when it hits the light coming in from the window, you can see the blues, especially the blues in this one. Now again, some of them have more of a green energy, but this one, it helps to connect with other worldly guides. So this would be like the Pleiadians, the Syrians, you know, those otherworldly brothers and sisters of the highest vibration of light, those from more advanced civilizations that can give us, you know, messages and insight as far as our earth and the collective and what's happening here. Also on a personal level, with that blue light reflecting within it, it's going to relate to the third eye chakra and the ear chakras for clairaudience and clairvoyance, psychic abilities as well, so that you can again clearly see or clearly hear information or messages coming in. This is also because of the dark nature of the stone. It has a certain element of being able to ground you or help you to focus on, you know, what these next steps for you might be as we move through the eclipse season here. And then the last stone of choice is a very powerful selenite stone. This is a very large piece of selenite, and selenite is kind of that opaque white stone, and it helps us to connect with the angelic realm. Okay, it relates to crown chakra energy, that kind of white iridescent energy at the crown chakra, and that helps us with clear wisdom and clear knowing, clear cognizance. Again, connecting with our angels and guides of the highest vibration of light, the archangels. Again, really good for connecting with those of that angelic realm. This helps us to connect with the past, the present, and the future. And with that, our past lifetimes and future lifetimes, and what we need to know or understand from those past lifetimes as we move into future lifetimes. So it's kind of a stone that can help us with astral traveling, in a sense, going back in time or forward in time, to utilize those energies beneficially. So again, your stones of choice: the clear quartz crystal, the labradorite, or the selenite. Let's talk about this week's energy. Now, of course, the most important thing is that full moon lunar eclipse, but before that happens, we're building the energy towards that full moon lunar eclipse. So on Monday and Tuesday, the 29th and 30th of January, the moon in Cancer, to start out, is connecting with Pluto, planet of transformation, death and rebirth, transmuting old energies. It then connects with Jupiter, that expands the energies. Now, remember, I said the moon is in Cancer on Monday, and Cancer is the emotional realm. So as it connects then with Jupiter, it's going to expand those emotions. And, you know, we always know that as we build up to a full moon, people get more emotional or emotionally reactive anyway. That's just the nature of the full moon. But here we have the moon in Cancer right before a lunar eclipse. And again, first it connects with Pluto, which is a very powerful transformative energy. And then it's expanded, those emotions are expanded by Jupiter, which is in Scorpio, which deals with our sense of power or empowerment versus disempowerment energies, our belief systems regarding all of that. Then the moon in Cancer will connect with Uranus. And it's a challenging aspect, so this is that's going to make people even more emotionally reactive, because that's kind of the nature of Uranus: sudden, unexpected, you know, quick kind of unfolding of events or energies that happen. And so, you know, just watch on that day, especially Monday, for people being more emotionally reactive. And then the moon is going to oppose Mercury in Capricorn, and that's also on Monday. And this is going to highlight emotional communications with other people. You know, by the time we get to the Mercury, hopefully it starts to ground the energy a little bit more, because Mercury is in that earth sign of Capricorn. But in the beginning there, with the Pluto, Jupiter, and Uranus, it's going to be a little bit, I want to say haywire, although I'm not trying to, you know, put out any fears or worries or anything like that. You just want to make sure that you can stay as balanced emotionally and as grounded emotionally as you possibly can, to deal with maybe other people that maybe aren't as emotionally grounded. And then, of course, again, Tuesday, the moon ends up moving into Leo, the sign of the full moon lunar eclipse, on Tuesday at 1:53 p.m. Eastern time. And as that moon transitions into Leo, then we truly are building up to that full moon lunar eclipse energy in Leo. The moon in Leo is going to trine Mars on Tuesday, and this is a positive aspect. Mars is now in Sagittarius, which is about fast-moving unfolding of events and situations. Things are starting to rock and roll and really happen, because Mars is the planet of energy and action. It's now in a fire sign that is about fast, forward movement and a lot of things happening at once. The moon's going to set that off in a positive way. So I feel like right before the eclipse, we might get some sort of movement in the direction that we are trying to go, whether that be in career or in relationships or with financial matters or family matters. I feel like there might be something positive there that is shown to us or happens later on Tuesday. Then Wednesday the 31st, the last day of January, full moon, lunar eclipse at 11 degrees of Leo. It's also a supermoon, it's also a blue moon, okay? A blue moon means it's the second full moon in a month. Our first full moon was January 1st, so we started out the year with a full moon. Now we're ending the month of January with a full moon, and it's a lunar eclipse. So the eclipse energy intensifies the energy. The fact that it's the second full moon in a month magnifies the energy. We also have that it's a supermoon. A supermoon happens when the moon, the actual moon, as it's traveling in its revolution around the Earth, is at its closest distance to the Earth. It's called perigee. Perigee is when the moon, and the moon travels kind of in an oval ecliptic pattern around the Earth. So sometimes it's farther away from the Earth, and at times it's closer to the Earth. This is one of those times it's closest to the Earth, and that makes it a super moon, which again, the moon affects our tides, it affects the emotions, it affects circumstances with its gravitational pull, with its energy. And with it being closest to the Earth, it makes it even more, again, intense. So when you put all these things together, get ready for a really intense lunation here with this full moon lunar eclipse. Now again, it's at 11 degrees Leo. Leo rules our personality, how we shine our light. It rules our creativity, our creative self-expression. This full moon happens at 8:27 a.m. Eastern time. So if you want to get a glimpse of the moon at its fullest at night and you're in the Eastern time zone of the United States, or the Pacific time zone, anywhere in the United States, you're going to want to see it the night before. Late Tuesday night is when we're going to see the moon at its fullest. Now if you're in Europe, this is going to be, let's see, it's going to be around 1:30 in the afternoon in Europe. And if you're in Australia, we're talking about late at night on Wednesday the 31st for you, that the moon is at its fullest as far as the time zone. Now, this full moon is close to the nodes, okay? It happens at 11 degrees of Leo, meaning the moon is at 11 degrees Leo. The sun is at 11 degrees of Aquarius. Right now, the North Node at the time of this eclipse is going to be at 14 degrees Leo, and the South Node at 14 degrees Aquarius. Venus is also very close to this in Aquarius. And so we have this mix here with the nodes, and the nodes are karmic points. They deal with karmic redirections on our path. Now, you know, it would be just enough to have a lunar eclipse, a full moon lunar eclipse. That's going to, you know, any eclipse, full moon or new moon eclipse is going to redirect the energies. It's about energies moving faster, events unfolding quicker, you know, things happening at a much faster pace with eclipses. But now we bring the nodes, the North and the South Node, into play. This again makes it even more powerful as far as redirections on our path, endings and new beginnings, death and rebirth. You know, it's really going to be a super duper healing time. Also on Wednesday the 31st, Mercury, the planet of the mind, the mental realm, communications, ideas, it moves into Aquarius shortly after the lunar eclipse. Just a few minutes after that lunar eclipse, it moves into Aquarius. And Mercury in Aquarius is very idea-oriented, very humanitarian-oriented, very intelligent, very futuristic. It's where inventions are made with Mercury in Aquarius. So people with an inventive mind, a creative mind, very logical and intellectual mind. This is going to bring about some really great networking capabilities, creation idea capabilities, positive group communication capabilities. So this is going to be a really nice thing as Mercury travels through Aquarius over the next few weeks. On Sunday the 4th, and even as early as Saturday the 3rd, we'll feel this, but on Sunday the 4th, very early, Venus, planet of love and relationships as well as money and finances, it's in Aquarius. It's going to be challenging Jupiter in Scorpio. Now again, depending on where you are in the world, you're going to feel this Saturday and or Sunday. And, you know, Jupiter again likes to make things larger, make things bigger, expand things, sometimes out of proportion. And again, Jupiter is traveling through Scorpio. So again, we're dealing about things that are hidden. We're dealing with secrets. We're dealing with power and control issues. We're dealing with power, empowerment versus disempowerment. All of those things that Scorpio rules, transformation, regeneration, death and rebirth. Jupiter is highlighting all of this and expanding all those energies. And now with Venus challenging Jupiter on Saturday, Sunday, I feel like there might be something that is occurring here with relationships and or with money, because that's what Venus rules. I don't know that it's going to be really a negative per se. I almost feel like we might need to spend, like, for instance, we might need to spend more money on something, like something maybe unexpected, or maybe we know that something's going to happen where we have to put out some money, but it ends up being more than we think because Jupiter expands that. Or there might be a little glitch or a communication issue in a relationship, and Jupiter expands that a little bit out of proportion. It's nothing that can't be rebalanced. It's nothing that can't be, you know, understood by both parties, or quote unquote fixed, if you will. So I wouldn't, you know, have too much concern about it. Just be aware of it as it comes along. Now let's go ahead and get to the cards and see what our angels and guides have to say for the week. So the first card, okay, is the Page of Raphael. This is like the Page of Cups in the traditional tarot, and it says gentle, loving, dreamy, and open-hearted at the top of the card. At the bottom it says a new emotional situation, messages regarding relationships or social invitations, great intuitive insights. Okay, we have this woman sitting on the beach by herself. She almost looks a little lonely, or a little self-reflective, or a little contemplative, and we have Archangel Raphael in the background above the ocean in the sky, kind of almost as he's watching over her or sending her some healing energy. She almost looks a little sad. And as it says here, a new emotional situation. And it's interesting that I said right before the full moon lunar eclipse, we have that moon, which is about our emotions and our feelings, in the sign of Cancer, which is its home sign. And Cancer rules the emotions, home and family, loved ones, and that kind of thing. And remember, the moon is connecting with all those planets, Pluto, Jupiter, Uranus, and then Mercury. So there might be some sort of emotional thing happening here at the end of the week, emotional communication that's happening. Maybe it's just emotional self-reflection and healing that you're going through. It may or may not involve other people here, is what I'm saying. Messages, it says, messages regarding relationships. So there may be some sort of emotional communication from a loved one, a family member, a friend, a significant romantic partner that ends up being very important in some way at the beginning, especially at the beginning of the week. Normally when I pull these three cards, to me it's a message for the whole week, but this seems to resonate specifically to that energy right before the full moon lunar eclipse. So let's go ahead and turn over the next card and see if there's a progression here with how things are unfolding. Okay, yeah, Major Arcana number 13, which in this deck is called Peace, which is a nice way to phrase it, with Archangel Azrael. And the message at the bottom says, release the past. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. And this, you know, this really does seem to go with that Wednesday, middle of the week, full moon, lunar eclipse, supermoon, blue moon energy. This, in the traditional tarot, is the Death card. And the Death card is not about literal death necessarily. It's about a mystical, energetic death and rebirth process that we're going through, a transformation process, a regeneration process, transmuting lower vibrational energies. I like that in this card it's called Peace. So it makes it sound so much more, you know, nicer and easier and loving here. And beautiful Archangel Azrael comes in. Now Azrael is the archangel that helps us through grief process and transition process, whether it be the transition of a pet or loved one on the earth plane, transitioning from this plane to another plane of reality, but also in the way of grief process through transition, life transition, you know. This eclipse energy, which is a strong energy that's going to be so potent that it's going to last at least until the next set of eclipses in July and August of 2018. So here we have Archangel Azrael helping us transition through circumstances and situations in our life as things are changing and redirecting and unfolding in a new way. So call upon him as you're grieving the old, as you're letting go of the old or surrendering the old energies, belief systems, ways of thinking, ways of living, and getting ready to move into a new energy, just like it says. I like this. Release the past. There is a more enriching future coming. And that's what these eclipses are all about. Now, you know, jumping ahead, we have that new moon solar eclipse on February 15th. So be sure to watch the monthly reading for February, because that's where more of the new beginnings will start to unfold here. But again, it's going to take a process of some months for the transitions to take place. Let's take a look at the last card. So far, this is kind of moving along with the astrology of the week. Let's see what this last card is here, or the third card, I should say. It's the Seven of Gabriel, and it says, stand up for what you believe in, have confidence, and claim your personal power. Now, the Seven of Gabriel, this is the Seven of Fire, or the Seven of Wands. Sometimes the number 7, you know, there's a little bit of a self-critical energy or perfectionistic energy or confusion energy with the number 7. It's about kind of reflecting, going within, connecting with your soul self, your higher soul self, and, you know, finding strength within yourself with that. Now, we have this, you know, woman on a Pegasus here, and she's flying high. Now, it's interesting because some of the clouds are dark, but yet there's beautiful colors shining through. We have lightning coming down from the sky, but yet we have this beautiful break in the clouds underneath the Pegasus shining its light. So we have this combination of, you know, maybe some confusion energies or fear energies, along with illumination energies and energies from spirit that are guiding us here. And we're flying to new heights. But again, as this card says, stand up for what you believe, have confidence, claim your personal power. This could go along with the Venus in that challenging aspect to Jupiter, and Jupiter being in Scorpio. Scorpio is about our personal power. You know, it's about owning our power, stepping into our power. And again, you know, there's a challenge there towards the end of the week with this. So there might be a situation or circumstance that maybe our boundaries are tested, or maybe somebody's trying to overpower us or disempower us. And it's important that you stand confident in your truth and make yourself known, make your beliefs known, okay? So don't back down or don't shrink, basically. And it's not to come out, you know, yelling or screaming or aggressive, but it's about being strongly assertive with what you believe. So I feel like, again, this kind of moves along with the astrology for the week. Now, I did go ahead and I pulled a fourth card you can see here in the back. That's because we have such a powerful blue moon, super moon, you know, lunar eclipse happening. I wanted to have like an overall card that would give us a message for the energy of the full moon lunar eclipse, not just at the moment of that energy on Wednesday, but for what it's going to mean for us throughout the coming weeks or months unfolding. So let's see what that is all about. Wow. Great. Can't get a better card than that. New beginnings. This is Major Arcana 20. New beginnings with Archangel Jeremiah. And it says, starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. Now, Archangel Jeremiah is the life review angel. He helps us to go back, review our life, review our past, review, you know, patterns or circumstances, and see where, you know, we might want to adjust something or move away from something or release something. And, you know, it's interesting here that the 2 major arcana we have this week is the Death card of releasing and letting go. And then this card, which is really the Judgment card in the traditional tarot, but in this deck it's called New Beginnings. And so it is like death and rebirth, or endings and new beginnings. And this is what we have to look forward to as a result from the full moon lunar eclipse, are these new beginnings, finding a new life, starting a new life, going down a new path, you know, finding your true sense of purpose and following that with passion. That seems to be what this whole powerful lunar eclipse on the 31st of January is going to initiate for us. So this is really an awesome reading, powerful reading. Let's go ahead and take a look at your special message card, depending on your stone of choice. For those of you that chose the Okay, the one on the bottom already is kind of signifying that it wants to come out. But for those of you that chose that clear quartz crystal point, your message is brilliant idea with Archangel Uriel. And it says, yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. So feel like for those of you that chose this stone, you've been contemplating something for a long time, contemplating maybe a move, maybe a career change, maybe a relationship change, a new direction on your path, you know, starting over. This is an indication and confirmation that you are on the right track and you need to take some sort of action. And it could be just a small action. It doesn't have to be huge right away, but taking some sort of action forward on that idea, on what it is that you desire. Now in this card, and sorry about the camera here kind of bouncing back and forth, but we have, here we have a unicorn Pegasus. So, you know, it's interesting that the 7 of Gabriel here, we have a Pegasus and the woman flying higher and higher with the wings outstretched here on the Pegasus. And here for you all, we have a Pegasus, but it's a unicorn Pegasus. So again, there's hope for the future. That's to me what the Pegasus or the unicorn is all about. It's dreams coming true, hope for the future, you know, spiritual guidance. And here again we have flying high, and we have Archangel Uriel here with his arrow, you know, and it looks like a lightning bolt arrow. So it's like a divine, quick, you know, inspirational kind of message of guidance that's coming your way. It might be a flash of insight. It might be a dream that comes in. And it's something that you really need to follow forward on. So again, take any action during this week to move forward with whatever it is that you're envisioning for yourself. Okay, for those of you that chose the Labradorite, okay, this one to me is calling. Labradorite people. Oh my gosh, life review. We were just talking about Archangel Jeremiah and the life review. And here we have take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. So where was that? Oh, that was the New Beginnings card. That was this card back here in the back, Major Arcana 20 and New Beginnings with Archangel Jeremiah. So now you all who chose the Labradorite, this is a really strong message for you to review your life, review the past, review, you know, what you've been through. And I feel like part of it is seeing how much you've grown, you know, seeing how much you've moved through, you know, challenges or circumstances from the past. If you're feeling like you're in a tough spot now, or in a worrisome spot or challenging spot now, I feel like this is partly about looking back at some past challenges that you've been through in life and understanding and really seeing and recognizing that you're always divinely guided and protected, because you're still here. You're still here and functioning and moving forward, and your life is probably better than it even was back then. And so it's like you're graduating to the next step. So you can kind of, as you review the past, see that your life is always moving forward. You're always growing as a soul. You're always moving towards the next best step on your life path. And I feel like that for you is part of this review. Take inventory, like it says, and resolve to change anything that's unbalanced. Again, whatever current situation has you out of balance or is unfulfilling or that you're not passionate about anymore, it's time to make a change and to move from that, away from that, and allow yourself to dream the dreams of your future and move towards those energies. All right. For those of you that chose the selenite, taking a deep breath. Selenite people, this one's calling to me. Nurture. Wow, that's interesting. For those of you that have already watched the monthly angel card reading, I just did the monthly angel card reading. It's not, even as I tape this, it's not quite uploaded and published yet. But I kind of made that sound because this is one of the cards that came up as a special message card in that monthly reading, was the nurture card. So there's something really important here with this message. For some of you, it'll be interesting to see that for some of you that watch the monthly reading, if you choose the same stone and get this card in that reading as well. But this is Archangel Gabriel, and it says, as you nurture a child, As you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. Now, again, just like for that monthly reading, how I felt about this was, yes, it could be something about nurturing an actual child. Maybe it's your child, maybe it's somebody else's child, but it's more to me about nurturing your inner child. Treating yourself as you would a child. You would treat a child, whether yours or another, with love, unconditional love, compassion, patience, you know, and you would just be this kind parental figure. And that's what you need to do with yourself. Don't beat up on yourself. Don't judge yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Be kind to yourself and nurture yourself as you would a child. Do whatever you would do for that child. Lead them, guide them, play with them, you know, love them, hug them, nurture them. And it might sound weird to do those things for yourself, but that's really going to help you to heal old wounds so that you can move forward. The other message that came through, and I feel like it's a repeating message from the monthly reading, is that here we have an angel with a baby and surrounded by other angels. And it came through in that monthly reading that the child was like a gift or a blessing, okay? It's like when we give birth to a child, or, you know, even if we don't give birth to the child is a gift. The child is an innocent, beautiful gift. And I feel like you are being given a gift. As you nurture yourself and heal yourself through that nurturing, you're going to be blessed with gifts. Gifts from the universe, blessings from the universe are going to come through to you and from the angelic realm as well. So call on your angels and guides. Ask them to help you nurture yourself and love yourself as you would a child. Heal some of those inner child past life or this life wounds, and then allow this gift or the gifts of the universe to come to you. I hope you've liked this weekly angel card reading, everyone. I send you all much love and light, and I thank you all for all of your kindness, your love, and your support. Until we meet again next week, again, many, many angel blessings.